And now, the general weather around Alaska.
First graphic here showing the fire danger forecast for Tuesday here, and big area of high fire danger now following the warm temperatures here right out to the southwest coast, including Nunivak Island and into the central Seward Peninsula area, and then becomes very high fire danger here from actually the northern Kuskokwim Valley up into most of the central and eastern interior between the Alaska and Brooks ranges, and some extreme fire danger here on the lee side or the north side of the eastern Alaska range there, and also in the Yukon Flats. Otherwise, moisture coming through the Copper River Basin, kind of reducing fire dangers there, but still up in the high to very high fire dangers over the northwest part of that area. And for the satellite imagery, you can see moisture shifting westward here. Let's go through that again, coming slowly from west to east. Otherwise, out in the Bering Sea, not much change. Same old frontal boundary out in that area. And some moisture continues up along the Arctic coast there. On the chart today, again, that low center still out over the southwest Bering Sea. Kind of a very weak front here, bringing some light rain earlier today to the Alaska Peninsula on up toward the Pribilofs. That's kind of tapered off this afternoon as this continues to fall to pieces and really not move much. A lot of low clouds, fog, drizzle, showers out over the Aleutians and the southern Bering Sea. Breaking out the sunshine, Nunivak Island, we had 70s today along the southwest coast at mid-afternoon. Lower 80s, Bristol Bay, Dillingham had 82 degrees. 82 degrees this afternoon at Bethel, and well into the 80s in the Kuskokwim Valley. And temperatures, Eagle hitting 90 degrees this afternoon. And either side of this hot zone here, we had rain up over the Arctic coast, actually all along the Arctic coast. Many areas in the North Slope saw some rainfall today. At some point in the day today, had measurable rainfall. Heaviest amount, Barter Island, 1/3 of an inch today. And this area of rain, kind of on the heavy side, moderate to heavy rain for the North Gulf Coast. Valdez carrying moderate rain this afternoon. They picked up about 1/2 inch of precipitation, while Cordova had 1.5 inches of precipitation. The 12-hour period ending at 3 p.m. this afternoon. That's slowly edging, actually moving southeastward, but the whole thing shifting westward. So we've got into Eureka, light rain now, and down toward Portage and Seward, seeing some rain. Also areas in the north central Kenai Peninsula as well reporting rain. And for tonight, we've got another batch of moisture here in Canada starting to push in across the border late tonight over the Panhandle. This area narrows tonight and brings rain and showers into the Mananuska-Susitna Valley, southward across the Kenai Peninsula into Cook Inlet, possibly as far south as northern Kodiak Island there. This area up to the north keeps a chance of showers or light rain for the eastern Brooks Range out to the eastern Arctic coast. Otherwise, fair and mild here through the interior, all the way down, mostly clear skies continuing along the southwest coast, and not much change out over the Bering Sea. And for tomorrow, I get a little bit more of a front here, another front developing associated with this low out over the southwest Bering Sea there. Otherwise, to the east, high pressure centered up around St. Lawrence Island. Keeps winds light and a lot of low clouds and fog in. Maybe some more clouds tomorrow for Nunivak Island, but the southwest coast, all of the interior staying nice. This area moisture breaks up, isolated to widely scattered thunderstorms, southern Kuskokwim Valley into the Aleutian Range there, maybe northern Bristol Bay. Otherwise, increasing sunshine, temperatures rebound for the Susitna Valley in south central Alaska, looking at highs in the lower 80s up in the valley, and even warmer in the Copper River Basin, well into the 80s, 85 to 90 again, central eastern interior. Sunny and warm for the North Slope, or breaking out, it's kind of a break between the clouds moving off, and that'll extend down into the Seward Peninsula. And it looks like for the southeast coast, that area pulls westward and southwestward here, bringing a pretty good shot of moisture in across all of the southeast coast from about Yakutat down to the Queen Charlotte Islands. And then the next day, that kind of wraps back around this low to just near the Queen Charlotte Islands, dries out over the Panhandle, but stays pretty cloudy. And maybe some scattered showers here across the Copper River Basin, but high still into the 80s there. And looking at partly to mostly sunny skies, south central Alaska with highs 70 to 80, 85 to 90 again up in the interior, and dry sunny conditions all the way out to the Arctic coast. Some showers over the southwest interior associated with this trough over the Kuskokwim Valley. And then out to the west farther, front starting to re-energize itself a little bit here with a wave forming down south of the eastern Aleutians. That'll bring periods of rain into that area and push up toward the Pribilofs. This low starting to pull off to the east a little bit there. Also a band of showers may move into Nunivak Island area, maybe just grazing the southwest coast late in the afternoon. So I'll definitely bring a cloudier and a little cooler conditions to that area. Lows for tonight, 30s and 40s for the North Slope and Arctic coast, 50s to lower 60s interior Alaska, 40s for the Bering Sea and the Aleutians, lows in the 50s for the southeast coast. Highs tomorrow, again, 85 to 90 central eastern interior, and again, coming back up into the lower 80s for the Susitna Valley, otherwise pushing into the lower 70s portions of the Kenai Peninsula later in the day once those clouds pull off to the east and southeast. A little cooler Bristol Bay, highs in the upper 70s and upper 80s there for the Copper River Basin, Gulkana, Copper Center, and those areas well into the 80s. Cooler with the rain coming in, 50s to lower 60s for the southeast coast. Lows down to near 50 for the Panhandle on Wednesday morning, otherwise up in the interior, 50s and 60s, cooler north of the Brooks Range, 40s out over the Bering Sea and the Aleutians. And then highs Wednesday afternoon, 85 to 90 again in the interior, 90 degrees forecast, that's Fairbanks, Alaska. Otherwise 80s all the way down into the northern Kuskokwim Valley, lower 70s now for Bristol Bay. Again, cooler now along the coast, back into the upper 50s. Mid-60s Kodiak Island, 70 to 80 in the Susitna Valley, 65 to 75 for the Kenai Peninsula, lower 80s in the Copper River Basin, 50s to lower 60s for the southeast coast.